Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. You can also like and share our videos, and to those who support our channel, I want to say thank you very much. William Ruto finds himself in a very delicate quagmire. In a case that saw the ouster of the former Director General of the Communications Authority of Kenya, Mr. Ezra Chiloba. In an internal audit that was conducted into the management's mortgage scheme, Ezra Chiloba was found culpable, and he was not alone. Details are now coming out that one of Ruto's personal aide was actually found guilty, and there was a recommendation that she must be punished. Nancy Wanjau is the current secretary to the cabinet, holding a very prestigious position there because she's very much responsible for arranging cabinet meetings and businesses. She's the one who is charged with the responsibility of taking cabinet minutes and conveying the decisions from the cabinet to the relevant authorities. But prior to her appointment into the position of the secretary to the cabinet, Nancy Wanjau was the director of legal affairs at the Communications Authority, and they were working hand in hand with people like Chiloba. Now, when the internal audit was done, one of the things that were found was that Nancy Wanjau was found of misconduct, because in her capacity as the director of legal affairs, she was supposed to advise appropriately the departments so that they could avert the loss of the millions of money that were mentioned. But she did not advise the organization that led to the loss of millions of shillings. Together with that, Nancy Wanjau is mentioned as among the people who are still holding monies that they're supposed to pay back to the Communications Authority, because at one of the recommendations and the findings of the internal audit was that several staff had not paid money that they got, the loans that they got from the scheme, thereby making the repayment period being extended unnecessarily. So with this, ladies and gentlemen, the internal auditor in the report recommended punishment for Nancy Wanjau, for Ezra Chiloba, among other officials and staff, including the surveyors that colluded with the staff to inflate the prices of the property that the staff bought. So this puts William Ruto in a very precarious situation, because already Nancy Wanjau is working as the secretary to the cabinet. And this is coupled with the fact that William Ruto recently read a riot act to government officials and to the cabinet that they will carry their own cross if they are found culpable of any corruption. And he told them that he would never protect them. So all eyes are on William Samoei Ruto. Was he hoodwinking Kenyans? Because there was that bit of the story that he was just talking to quell tempers, because the direction that the government was taking and still taking was really bad and wanting. Already you can see there are calls that he should reshuffle his government. Even members of his party, people like Buni Halwale, had called on him to reshuffle his cabinet, to remove and kick away people like Moses Kuria, because they can't travel out they can't control their loose tongues. But will William Samoei Ruto bite the bullet and sack Nancy Wanjau? Because in her position, it's really, she can compromise decisions that are made. Because at the Communications Authority, the investigations have been done, recommendation has been done there that she must be removed. So we have an employee, a senior government official, that awaits punishment from her former offices, but also holding a very powerful position in her current situation. So what will William Samoei Ruto do? Because whatever he does is going to set a precedent that will be followed by other employees. If he protects Nancy Wanjau, then it will be said that William Ruto is protecting his people. Remember that this is not the first case. I remember in the case of, there was another case in the Ministry of Health, where William Ruto was accused that there were two departments, and one of his very close allies, one of his tribesmen, was supposed to take responsibility, and he decided to transfer him to another ministry and used another employee. Was that a minister or permanent secretary, something that was sacrificed so that he could not touch his man? We all know, and it is an example that I've given here, that the former Kemri boss, Davis Koech, had been jailed for corruption cases during the Uhuru regime. But William Ruto decided to use his powers as the president to pardon, and Davis Koech was retrieved from jail and he was acquitted. And it really raised a lot of eyebrows that William Ruto is really targeting his people with a lot of mercy. So people think that when you are close to the government, then you are safe even if you have corrupt causes. You remember the current Syriza member of parliament, Waluke, had been going through some legal turmoil. Immediately he shook hands with William Ruto, he was forgiven. And you all know that we have even a number of cabinet, members of the cabinet who have got questionable corruption past. Most of them were dropped because they said there were lack of investigation, proper investigation. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is tough on William Ruto. He had talked tough, and is also in a situation where he has to walk the talk. What do you think will happen to William Samoei Ruto? Because everyone is now looking at him. If he lets the process goes through, because already the recommendation is there that Nancy Wanjau should be punished. If this goes to the anti-corruption department and they decide to punish, what will William Ruto do? Considering that we have independent offices that are supposed to fight corruption, but we know that they are all pocketed and they are working at the mercy of the executive. It is very precarious. It is something that people are really want to understand. Because Nancy Wanjau also understands that there are people with questionable legal cases that have been dropped. And she's keenly watching. There is going to be pressure from human rights group. And remember, William Ruto had also, it said that when he campaigned, he never campaigned on a platform of zero tolerance to corruption. This has been a talk that he's never serious in fighting corruption. People mention others like Humphrey Kariuki, who are culpable during the Uhuru regime, but now they are as clean as snow. So wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think about this?